um, about the music video directors that we have here in Ghana.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the young directors are doing an amazing job. The restrictions that they have are obviously equipment, facilities, and obviously the budgets. But I think given the resources, the young directors now are well exposed. They know what they want, and they are executing some amazing jobs. I mean, they see what happens around globally, and they are able to even with tiny little budgets and not enough resources, are able to create videos that play on international stations. And you can't really even tell the difference. So I think, yeah, some of them are doing an amazing job.
Do you think the industry has really respected the work that you are doing?
Oh, I think that it was a beginning, and we did a lot of work. Some of them I think I still play now, and people say they can't even believe it was done that long ago. Some of them were not so amazing, but I think the industry has been very fair to us with regards to what we've done. Every time I meet people, they're always like, "Oh wow, Abraham." So yeah, I think Ghanaians, when you pay your dues, they give you the respect for your dues, and I think it happens with musicians.
Which of the young directors now do you think? What's he giving you top three?
Top three. Okay, X-Pills is good. Jerry X is good. Doglio is good. Gio is in my generation. I'm not going to add him. I'm not going to add him because he's like a senior. But yeah, I like those boys. Some of them now, they use their production company names, so you don't really know specifically who they are. But what have I seen recently that I like? Well, like I said, X-Pills he's doing some interesting work.
Okay, does it mean that when any artist come here right now and ask you that they want you to shoot a music video for him or her, would you do that work for him?
Yeah, the company still does. Me personally, because I have to run the TV station and I have to do commercial work, and now I'm trying to shift into the film side a little bit, and we have an online division. It's very difficult for me specifically to be on set for a video. Plus, sometimes, it's a different generation. Young people want young people doing their thing for them, young ideas. Maybe you're an old musician and you want me, I'll do it. It's fun. Music videos are fun for me. Our young directors here, I guide them in producing videos all the time, and we still do as a company. Me personally, I'm shifting more towards the film side, and I guess I've started with something that I'm familiar with, which is videos, music and then film. So hopefully, as I hone that skill a little bit more, you get more films coming out.
Okay, so for now, in our industry now, especially talking about the videos, do you see any changes when you compare it back then?
I think the guys are making a lot of effort. In the old days, obviously we had challenges, the same challenges that they have now. In the old days, there weren't as many equipment available. Now you can get drones, you can get gimbals and all sorts of things, which are quite affordable, quote unquote affordable, but they are available. Whereas in the old days, those things were not available. The challenges that I see for young video directors now is having a message behind what they do. Trying to mimic visuals from outside isn't difficult, but you must understand what you are putting out there. What is the meaning of what you're doing? And I think the longevity of what you do depends on how smart the piece of work is, how clever it is, not how clever it was in mimicking a Drake video or something, but what was your message in this video? What were you trying to put across? A lot of the time people ask me about Yanum or Brafo, those videos. Why did I do those videos like that? And you can see that Obrafo was an amazing rapper, is an amazing rapper. And that video was supposed to give that sense that this guy is supernatural when it comes to rap. and hence the idea behind the three of him, and that sort of thing. So there are small, tiny little messages that are always hidden into these things, and when they are there, the material lasts longer. So I think the challenge with our young directors is to be a little deeper with the creative work that they do.
Okay. So are you saying some of them, their works are really...
Oh, most of the time. I mean, I'll tell you something that I'm not happy about, and I really wish, and this one should go viral. The guns that these cats are showing in your videos is wrong. And this is wrong. And I'll point. EL had it in his video. Papi Kujo was holding a gun. And on Fiesta, I make them blur those things out. Because I'll tell you something. The world you create, you will live in it when you don't have the power to influence that world. When you put guns on screen, alcoholism and this, that, and the other on screen, you are making it a norm for kids to do this. And they will learn this and they will think it's not a big deal. And when you are 60 years old, 70 years old, and kids are running around in the streets of Accra, popping caps, if you like, shooting around because you, a director, did not think about how this would influence young people. As a kid, even seeing a gun was a big deal. Now we think it's a joke. Wale is on screen and he's holding a gun and all black. And I was like, no, you can't do that. And Sarkodie, one of the biggest names we have. And you have a guy pointing a gun on screen. And what are you trying to say to people? This is not our society. We don't do that in this part of the world. Fine, you have the girls and all. Yes, we have that. Depict what we have. But if you do this and you create a society, a world, when you are 60, 70 years old and you can't do anything about it, but yet you can't step out of your house, don't blame anyone. Because it's your fault. You created it. You said it was all right for kids to brandish guns and walk around. But that's one big issue that I have with what the young directors are doing. Don't copy blindly. We are Ghanaians. We have values. We have principles that we live our lives by, and this doesn't involve brandishing guns and behaving like gangsters. It's not.
One would say young director is more deeper than let's say the 90s and then the 2000s and
some
the rest.
are. Some directors, they're supposed to be. I believe that every generation is supposed to be better. I have done a bad job if the directors today can't do a better job than I did when I was their age. You understand? I should sit back, look at directors, young directors, and think, okay, when I was their age, what was I doing? And these guys are doing an amazing job. It looks even better than what I did when I was their age.
Okay.
So it is our job. When you spearhead any industry, anything at all, if you spearhead banking, technology, anybody who comes up behind you should innovate on that and create something more.
Abram Ohene-Djan, because I cited an instance where I went to GH1 and then the boss there was all sharing videos. Do these young producers or video producers come to you to seek advice? Because I know you train people like Steve, and they are doing amazing. So do
they do. And I've always been the kind of person that I believe that you try and make, you create fishermen rather than giving people fish. It's always been my case. Ever since I came to this country, I've always thought that, whoever comes around me should be able to, they don't have to be with me forever. They should be able to, at some stage, go off and do something of their own. Or go off and we do something together. So yeah, they do come around. Ignace, I'll call him, oh boss, and he'll come and, the restaurant. Sometimes you'll be amazed the up and down that happens in this office. But yeah, a lot of young guys come sometimes. Esine, all these guys, they come out. Oh, I didn't mention Esine as one of the directors. He's also doing very well, And they'll ask, and even sometimes Gio, they'll call and ask you about something or other. It's not a big deal. We share ideas. I learn stuff from them, they learn stuff from me.
So should we classify you as the grandpapa?
Oh no. Mr. Ansan is the grandpapa.
Because you're talking about Ignis. A lot of people have complaints about the Foresight TV, and you're a board member of Foresight TV.
And awards.
The awards.
Yes.
People have a lot of...
You know, my son is a very strong-headed young man. And I do talk when there are issues. I'm not an active board member per se, but I tell him that, look, you need to get this done. I think his biggest problem is communicating what is going on. And it's the same thing with VGMA. Tell the people the process, the procedure, and give information. Because if you don't do that, people will always get upset. It even happens in our government. You know, it's like they don't want you to do anything, and they're doing stuff, and people write anything they like. You know, I think we should try and be as open with information as possible, and be it an award show, an event, or even in our political, you know, activities. But yeah, I mean, I hear you, and I talk to him about it. And like I said, I think that what he needs to do is to be a bit more open, and because a lot of it is to do with, oh, I've paid money and this, and the same thing happened with VGMA, you know. And I know I've been on the board of VGMA as well, and I'll tell you, nobody's ever come up to me and say, hey, Abraham, here's money and I want you to, you know, I have never seen it. So sometimes when I read the stories, I'm a little surprised because we are all there, and I know Mark and all these guys who, you know, we all sit there. Former president of Musica, the lady,
Daniel Hobson.
Who are you? Who's really going to give money to? You know, these people, you can't. I've never seen anything like that. You know, but I just wish that they would be a little bit more open with information.